Hopefully if you're watching this video, you have an idea of Double Dragon, of what it is. Now, it would make sense you do, because why would you watch this if you didn't, unless you're just clicking on random videos. Sometimes you go in that weird YouTube crawl and never know where you end up. But anyway, this game was made in 1987. So that means if this game was made on this day, it is 28 years old. To put even more perspective into this, when I was 7, I played this game in the arcade. Yes, I'm old. Now, this game means, I wouldn't say it means a lot to me. It's not like if I had a choice between this game and my mom, I'd choose the game. No, I mean, it holds a special place to me, but, you know, in the end, it's just a game. Now, why am I making this video? Because according to what the little amount of internet research I did, and I checked 2 main sites for this, Retro Uprising has a high score of 225,980 points. That's the #1 score for this game on the default arcade settings. Now, on Twin Galaxies, I didn't even write it down because it was something low, like maybe 108, not even 108,000, maybe 150,000, something low. So those guys are way behind. I played this game today using an exploit that I've known of for a couple years when it came out on the, was it Xbox 360, the arcade, I don't know, whatever the arcade thing for Xbox was. I figured out, not a glitch, but kind of like an exploit, and you'll see it on level 2. Pretty much you can get infinite points. And it's not a glitch, it doesn't stop the timer, you don't need 2 players for it, you just need 1 player and you're good to go. Now, it's, oh, sorry, I'm watching this Bobo get killed. I'm recording this audio in post because every time I try to record and talk at the same time, I end up screwing up and I have to restart the whole thing over again. So, just to give you a little insight on some points before I get to level 2. Punch is worth 50 points. A kick is worth 100 points. The kick is the one we're going to use a lot. Elbow is worth 160. We're going to use that like the second most. The reverse kick or the hop kick, the one where you hit jump and kick together, it's 200 points. Headbutt, another one I use a lot for points. It's 200 points. Jump kick, I don't know because I never use it, or I should say I rarely use it. I think it's 100 points. A roundhouse is 600 points. Now, from the videos I've watched so far, where someone has actually recorded themselves trying to get a high score on this, they use the roundhouse a lot. Because if you do a kick and then the roundhouse, that's 700 points. The only problem is, and I'll explain this some more, when the enemy falls down, they die after they take enough damage. Now, that sounds stupid to say, but there's a reason I mentioned that a little later. If you hit anyone with a weapon like a whip, bat, box, or a rock, that's 200. The only exception is the knife, which is 400 points. I think it's 400, it might be 600. A knee, that's when you have them in a stun and you knee them in the face, that's 50 points. Uppercut, I don't know, I'm gonna guess 100 maybe. And a throw, when you have them in the lock, is 100 points. Alright, so all that out of the way, and hopefully I put like annotations on the screen explaining all these point values, because I know I went through that a little fast. This is where we're gonna get all our points. Now, if I toss this guy up here, and I do, because I'm making sure he doesn't get killed by that dynamite, this is, okay, I just did it right there, and this is all it is. This is what I do to get a high score. You're just going to kick them once, so that's 100 points. When we stun, you're going to grab them, knee them twice, and then let them go. And you're going to keep doing that over and over again. Now, you may wonder why he's not dying. All the all the enemies in this game, all the enemies and you have what I like to call the Power Ranger syndrome, or really the Power Ranger monster syndrome. If you watch Power Rangers at any times, you know, they'll fight the monster when it's small, then it grows big, and then they get, is it Zoids or whatever the robots there are? They get into robots and they fight the monster. Now, when I watch that show, it always annoyed me because they would fight the monster and you would think it would die. And one thing I always noticed is if the monster would stay standing, it would never die. It is only when they knock the monster on the ground, it blows up. And I always thought it would be funny, like, well, if the monster tied himself to a building, he would never fall down, the Power Rangers can never beat him. That's how you and the enemies are in this game. If you have absolutely no life whatsoever, as long as you don't get knocked down, you don't die. So right now I'm looking at my life bar, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes, and they're all filled with blue. If you had absolutely no life left like it is on the player 2 side, As long as you don't get knocked down, you can walk around the whole game with that, and you'll be fine. I'd just like to mention that this isn't the only place in the game you can do this. This is one of 2 safe places that I know of where you can do this and not get hit. At the beginning of stage, like really the first guy on stage 1, you can do this. However, you run the risk of when you do the same thing, he can punch you in between. Like normally what happens is you'll trade blows, you'll both be stunned, except you recover a little quicker, you'll grab him, you'll be able to get the 2 hits in, detach, then hit him again. Sometimes he won't hit you, sometimes he will, and the only problem with that is it'll eventually wear your life bar down to 0, and like I said before, as long as you don't fall down, you're good. However, if they throw in a random jump kick or if they do knock you down, then you're dead. So that's any place other than level 2 and right before level 5. On level 4, there's a door that a green Bobo comes out. That's another place. If you're very careful, you can also do this. Expanding a little more on the exploit, you want to use this on the normal characters. Like I think this guy is called a Williams, and the other one, the suspenders, is a Roper. And I think that's the 2 main ones. You can use it on the Lindas, which are the females with the lips. You can't do that because you think you can kick them twice. They don't go into the stun. You can't grab them. They just fall down because I guess someone thought being able to knee a woman in the face was a bad idea. However, you could do it on the Game Boy version. I think the Nintendo version too, which is weird. Just for some reason, the arcade you can't knee them in the face. It is possible to do this on a Williams or a Roper holding a bat or a whip, but it's not recommended because the timing on it is really tricky. And more than likely, they're going to hit you and knock you down before you can stun them and do this over and over again. It's really not worth it. For level 1, you can try it again. What I like to do, or what I was doing before this, was I would do this as I would keep doing this until I got down to 1 life bar, and I would finish the level, and then on level 2 your life bar gets refilled, and this is, I go into my main area, which is right here, and start doing the exploit. We're gonna be here a while. This is something like a 50-minute long video, and really like 3/4 of it is this right here. It's just beating this guy's face in. Eventually I mess up a little bit, and but luckily there's I think 4 or 5 people after him, so I get a fresh one to beat on. And that's one thing I'll also mention. I forgot. Now when you see him after you let him go, it looks like he's trying to jump off the cement slab, but it looks like he trips pretty much. That's the computer jumping down, only I can't explain the programming to you. It's really, they're in their jump animation and then they land. When you see him go down on their knee, that's when you want to walk up and kick him. Then you get him to stun, you pull him down, you knee him. If you try to kick him before that, you can risk hitting them. When, like right there, I kicked him. It technically is a jump, so at that point they have enough damage to die. So if you kick them during a jump, they're gonna fall down, they're gonna die, which is not what you want. So to prevent that, you're gonna wait till you see that knee hit, deliver the kick, and grab them. And also, if you do it a little too late, sometimes they'll back off. If you watch this long enough, I'm sure they'll do it once or twice where you kick, like right there, I missed them. And if you're playing the Steam version of this, the one that just came out, the Double Dragon Trilogy, I don't know if it's the emulation or the clock rate or whatever it is, but the game runs a lot smoother. This actually took me a little getting used to because it runs that much slower, and I had to adjust the speed. And just to mention, I actually got a higher score on the Steam version, which was somewhere around 280,000 points, and I ended up beating the game with 3 lives left. But for like just for purpose of saying like I have the highest score, I don't count that because in the arcade, on the default settings, you start with 2 lives, which it actually says 1, but you have 1 as a life and then 0 as a life. And then on the Steam version, you have 3 lives, so it starts you at 2, but 2, 1, and 0, so that's 3 lives. At this point, you might notice I have 8 seconds on the clock, and maybe you're thinking you better hurry. What's gonna happen when that timer hits 0? Well, what happens is you lose all your life, you die, and then the timer resets with 70 seconds. So really we're going to use as many seconds as we can to our advantage, because we're just going to sit here, keep doing this until we die from time. Like we're actually probably be grabbing this guy, kneeing him in the face as we keel over. But then as soon as that 70 seconds comes back, we're just going to go right back into this. And that can be a little tricky because say I die where I'm standing, sometimes I might reappear back on the right part of that cement up there. If he comes by and gets you in a full Nelson, when you hit jump to throw him off, that'll kill him because he has absolutely, at this point, he has absolutely no life left. So anything you're going to do to knock him down on ground, like I mentioned before, it's going to kill him. If you look closely at the timer, you'll notice that they're not actually seconds, meaning that each time, like right now, what is it at, 68? Now when it goes from 67 down to 66, it's actually, let's see, about 3 or 4 seconds. So it's not real time. Now I mention that because in the span of 2 seconds, I should be able to get 5 repetitions of what I'm doing right now, meaning 5 times I'll be able to kick him, knee him twice, and then detach, and then grab him again, kick him twice, you know, we'll do that 5 times. So for every 2 seconds, I can get 5 repetitions. Each repetition of that is 200 points because I have the standing kick and the 2 knees, which are 50 apiece. So 100 points, 50-50, that's 200 points. In 10 seconds, I can do 25 repetitions of that. 25 repetitions is 5,000 points. Just to go down the line, for 20 seconds, it's 10,000 points, 40 seconds, 2,000, 60 seconds, 30,000, and 70 seconds, 35,000 points, and 70 seconds being the maximum time on the timer. If you go back in the video, if you notice before when it happened, at 30,000 points, I gained an extra life. Now how it is set up on the default settings, you're going to get your first extra life at 30,000 points, and then from that point on, every 60,000 points, you'll get an extra life. So that's, you get your first one at 30,000, next one at 90,000, 150, 210, and the last one I've ever gotten is 270,000. I'm pretty sure you can get it, let's see, how many is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 7 lives. I'm going to say it's possible to get an 8th extra, or not an 8th, an 8th life, which would be your 6 extra life. That would be 330,000 points, because like I said, on the Steam version I got 280,000 points with 3 lives left, so in the arcade that would translate into me having an extra 2 lives left because the Steam version gives you an extra life. This is on expert difficulty, by the way, in the Steam version. So the reason you've listened to me drone on for quite a while now about the points, the time, the extra lives, if I have 7 lives and I do this right here, I'm still kneeing this guy in the face, he's got to be sore by now. If I do that for the full 70, it's not possible, but if I do that for the full 70 seconds, for 7 lives, I will have 245,000 points. Now if you have a high score on this, or if you have seen a high score, just imagine that, like, of all the points in this game, that's not even all the points you're going to get. Because as I make my way from level 2 to level 4, I'm going to get points by beating the stage, just beating up people, not using this technique. So if I use an elbow, you know, just add up all those points you're going to get in between here and there, and it's just that many more points. Let me start wrapping this up because I'm getting tired of hearing myself talk. If you happen to know of a higher score, or you know that this method isn't the one you use for a high score, let me know, because if there is a higher score out there, or if these aren't the settings you're supposed to use, by all means let me know, because I'm always up for a little competition, and then I want to do it the right way if it is a high score. Who knows, I may even submit it sometime. Probably not, I'll just leave it up here on YouTube. Will fade into obscurity, just like all my favorite games from my childhood, like this one right here that for some reason you're watching. Thank you for watching this video. If you've made it this far, I will definitely put some links in the description so you can jump ahead, because you know, I'm looking at this right now, we're still kneeing this guy in the face. It's going to happen for a little while longer. I think we go through at least 2 more guys before we actually move out to stage 2, so we're gonna be here a while. It is actually worth watching because on stage 5, the traps, if you're really bad at getting through the traps, I think this is the first time I made it through without getting hit by a trap, and it's a pretty sound method. And just watch it. It's pretty self-explanatory what you see me doing. At the end, if you don't understand, by all means ask a question or leave a comment. I'll get back to you. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.